Right, channel of light fluid. Welcome back to After Years. Yes, we carry on with this story this weekend. And we're all about to go out together. Welkin, Rowley, Angus and Kegar. And they're heading towards an interesting sounding beach. If you remember last time, you'll know what I'm on about. Let's see how things go on this day. Hey, wait up. Welkin? Damn, you're fast. Well, I'd wait for you if I knew you'd like to tag along. Maybe next time at least give me a chance to make up my mind before walking away in the middle of a conversation. Yeah, my bad. So, what's the plan? Where are we going? Rowley shrugs. Forward. So, in other words, just out of here. He responds with a single nod. Let's just say I don't feel like hanging out at the beach at the moment. Especially with Angus waving his dick on left and right. Hey, you know exactly what you signed up for. It was a mistake, okay? Aww. You didn't enjoy the show? Fighting a smile, I blep at the panther. I can't say I did. But hey, at least you had a good time. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't try to fool me. You're pretty much drooling yourself, staring at his dong. The panther smirks at me uncharacteristically. Well, okay. It'd be a lie if I said I don't find Angus at least a little hot. Just a little? Chuckling nervously, I scratched the back of my head. Yep, he's not even half as hot as you are. Plus, I was serious when I said your butt is superior. Well, that's reassuring. I grin wide in response. As a rather uncomfortable moment of silence falls between us, I begin to regret I didn't just bite my tongue instead of running my mouth like that. And just as I was ready to change the topic, Rowley breaks the silence by asking a follow-up question. Are you always like this? Puzzled, I tilt my head. What do you mean, exactly? I'm asking how long you've been into guys. I know you almost my entire life, but you never really displayed it in any way before. So I'm just wondering what's the story here. Is it something you've discovered recently, or... Taken aback, I shove my hands in my pockets and look away with a frown, pondering. Honestly, it's rather complicated. Well, if it's something difficult to talk about, then forget I asked. No, it's not. I just don't have a clean answer for you, that's all. I mean, I kinda do. Staring blankly in the distance, I take a moment to organise my thoughts. I think I was 11 or 12 when it really hit me. The thing is, it took me a while to accept that fact. It's just... At first, I didn't think of it being anything serious. I convinced myself this is only a phase in my life, and over time everything will settle out on its own. But obviously, nothing changed. With each passing year, I was starting to get more and more freaked out. The worst part is, I didn't really have anyone I could talk about it with. As you probably remember, I never had a good relationship with my dad, and knowing what kind of man he is, I had a solid reason to keep it a secret from my family. Also, let's not forget we were living in a town where rumours immediately spread around all the folks. That was also a big reason why I decided not to tell anyone. How much is at stake, I came to realise I can't take the risk. I simply convinced myself that I have to just dismiss any weird thoughts I was having about the other guys. You just dismissed it. Probably wasn't a healthy thing to do, but I had no idea what else I could do. I wasn't accepting who I was, and I had no one to talk about it. I was just a kid living in a small village with no access to the internet, with a father who, if I only say a word, either beat the crap out of me or straight up kick me out of the house. Damn. Yeah. Wish I could have been there for you when you needed it. Hey, it was me who made the decision to keep it all bottled up. Still, can't help but feel sorry you had to come through all this. It's alright. It's all in the past. I have a whole new life now. Unsure what else to add, looked far into the distance again. For a moment we continued walking in complete silence. I assume things started to change for better once you moved to Granberg, huh? I scrunched my muzzle. A bit, yeah. I mean, the change of scenery definitely helped me to put some things in perspective. Also, thanks to the easy access to the internet, I was finally able to make some connections with people from the community. At some point I got so confident I even tried online dating, and I met with a few cute guys in real life. But despite all that progress I made, I still couldn't shake off the feeling that something was not right. Why? I don't know. Maybe I jumped into the dating a bit too fast. Maybe the guys I met didn't make a good enough impression on me. Maybe it's because of me and my dumb brain still operate in the dismiss them boys mode. It's stupid, I know. Despite everything, I still sometimes find myself being confused about this stuff or what I really want from life. I don't think it's stupid. You're just still figuring these things out. Maybe. I sure hope so. But there's actually one thing I know for sure. What is it? Feeling my beating heart, I take a deep breath. When I'm with you, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like there was something wrong. It's actually the opposite. Having you by my side makes me happy. I'm inspired, ready to take the world on even. Smiling Riley, the panther looks away in embarrassment. Sorry if that was painfully cheesy. Nay, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you for telling me so much about yourself. And, sorry for making you remember those less happy memories. Don't be. But it'll be good to finally get that off my chest. Here you say so. But hey, promise me something, alright? What exactly? I shoot him a curious look. Next time you'll have a problem, instead of letting it eat you from inside, just talk to me, alright? Taken aback, I respond with a timid nod. Okay, I promise. And likewise, if I feel like you need someone to talk to, I'm all ears, okay? Smiling softly, the panther ruffles my hair. A deal. Oh. Sir, you're ruining my perfect haircut. You call that a haircut? Wow, rude. You know what? I think it's high time for me to bully you back. Damn, I'm trembling in fear. You better, because you're not ready for what's coming. And what a little shorty like you can do to me, huh? Scrunching my muzzle, lurking him from head to toe. But then I noticed something in the distance. Huh? What? Do you see something interesting over there? Curious, the panther turns away and gazes in the distance, giving me a perfect opportunity to slap his butt. Whoa! What the? I was warning you. Okay, you got me good. But hey, you're right. There really is something out there. Yeah, a river. No, it's not a river. Looks more like a lake to me. Do you want to check it out? I shrug. Sure, why not? Well then, after you. You're not going to revenge spank me, are you? Heh, you wish I would. Well, he's not wrong. And so, without further ado, we take a narrow path leading further into the woods. After a 3-minute-long walk, we reach our destination. Whoa, what is this place? I've no idea, but it sure is beautiful. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. There's this weird, almost artificial vibe to it. Do you think this lake could be the result of that mine accident we've been talking about earlier? Well, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but it's safe to say that whatever happened here isn't solely a work of nature. Intrigued, we take a moment to look at the picturesque scenery while listening to the chirping birds. Hey, how about we rest here for a bit? Would that be okay with you? I don't mind it. Or should I roll up my blanket? I was hoping you'll suggest it. Smiling faintly, Rowley takes off his backpack and drops it on the ground. Let me help. Together we spread the blanket on the thick grass, and then, after removing our shoes, we happily flop down on it just as we're in one of those air mattress commercials. Finally, a moment to relax. Speaking of relaxing, I believe that you owe me a back rub, Coach. The panther cocks his head to shoot me a look. I do? Well, I helped you find the beach, so... Rowley snickers. Maybe so, but in the end I wasn't able to settle my deal with Angus. That wasn't part of our bargain. Oh, on the contrary, it was the only reason we came all the way here. It's not my fault the beach was empty. I really wanted your plan to work, and you know it. I know. Guess I'm just still a bit salty that all we did was just a complete waste of time. Hey, that's not entirely true. I'm sure Kegar and Angus are enjoying their skinny dip in the sea as we speak. Good for them, I guess. It's not too late to join them, you know. You're free to go if you like. He smiles and sticks his tongue out at me. Oh, you know full well I'll not go back there without you. Oh, good. Stay here with me. At least we can cool off in the shade. True. And also enjoy a phenomenal view. This place really is something else. I just wish I had my camera on me. Here I thought you never part with the thing. You've taken it even for our training. Did you break it or something? Rowley shakes his head as he lazily gets up into a sitting position. Nah, I just didn't pack it this time. So you just forgot it? Wearing a sour expression, the panther takes a moment to think. I didn't take it on purpose, because whenever I only see it, I start thinking about her. You mean Nicole? Yeah, and honestly, she's the last thing I want to think about right now. Oh. Feeling my beating heart, I take a deep breath, as I realise that this is my perfect opportunity to finally ask him about what happened between them. Here we go. A moment of truth. You know, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while now. I really don't mean to pry or anything, but did the two of you break up or something? I gulp loudly as he from the corner of my eyes, Rowley shoots me a quick glance. And it feels like an eternity before he gives me the answer. No, we're still together, but I'd say the past few months were very rocky for our relationship. I see. Sorry to hear that. Dumbfounded, I bite my lip and tilt my head to my side as my whole world crumbles around me. Well, fuck me sideways. So they are still together after all. Such an idiot for not making it clear right from the start. If that's the case, then why Rowley's so nice to me this whole time instead of just shutting me down? Is he really just toying with me this whole time then? Did he even take me seriously? I just don't get it. Welkin? Snapped back to reality, I looked back at him puzzled. Sorry, I just spaced out for a moment. Are you feeling okay? You look pale. Yeah, I'm just a little surprised, that's all. About what? Trying to find the right words, mouth agape, I gently shake my head. I don't know why, but for some reason I was under the impression you weren't actually with her anymore, and, I see. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have asked sooner. Oh, calm down. You didn't do anything wrong. But No buts. I said calm down. So calm down and let me explain, all right? I nod and lower my head, holding down my breath. Oh, look. If me and Nicole are happy together, she'll be here with us today, or we'd now be celebrating the first anniversary of our relationship. Unfortunately, as already mentioned, things aren't going well for us. Honestly, the past few months were nothing but one big headache. The whole thing is rather complicated. The bottom line is that we're currently in sort of a separation. We haven't been seeing each other for a few weeks now. Why is that, if you don't mind me asking? It was my initiative. I thought it would be the best for us, as she clearly needed time to think some things through, and I didn't want her to feel pressured. Can you tell me what was troubling her? Lost in thought, Rowley shifts himself in his seat, letting out a quiet sigh. Simply put, she's very troubled about how people see us as a couple. Because of the age difference between you two? Aye. The first few months everything was sunshine and rainbows as we were meeting alone. We spent a lot of time together talking about our passions, going on trips, the sex was great, and so on. The problem started to rise the moment we began to go out and see with her friends. I see we didn't fit the crowd? True. It was hard for me to make any connections, but that wasn't the real problem. The real problem were her friends themselves, rather than making fun of us, calling me a dad or even sugar daddy. Wow, some friends she has. Obviously, I didn't give a single shit about what they thought of us, but Nicole was very upset by it. As it later turned out, a lot of nasty rumours started circulating about her at the school. What really broke her, however, was the disapproval of her parents, who also didn't like me, or rather the fact I'm almost 10 years older from her. Jeez, is that really such a big deal? Oh, for them it is. Unfortunately, the contrast between us, how tiny she is compared to how big I am, only works to our disadvantage, highlighting that age gap even further. You saw her in that photo, right? She easily looks like she was 17, while I looked like I was in my 40s. You? Been in your 40s? Oh, come on. You're saying that you already know me, but in reality a lot of people think I'm much older than I actually am. And even me, it happens all the time. Thoughtful, Rowley looks away for a brief moment, as he's trying to remember something. Anyhow, Nicole took all of it really hard. She was truly devastated, especially because of the fight she had with her parents. I was doing my best to be supportive to her through this whole journey, but despite all my efforts, things were only going downhill. There was no longer that spark between us. We were meeting less often, and mostly just to chill and talk. She didn't want to engage in anything serious anymore. As for me, I was only growing more and more anxious, seeing our relationship slowly withering. I was afraid of losing her, and it led to some unneeded tension between us. Eventually I came to the conclusion that both of us needed a breather, to look at things from a distance, think them through, miss each other. She agreed for it. We were supposed to stop seeing each other until she decides what she wants from life. And so a week passed, another 2, and a whole month. Slowly we were getting closer to September on our planned trip. And then one day, out of the blue, she texted me that she doesn't want to go. Puzzled, I scrunched my muzzle. What was the reason? There was none. She just said she doesn't want to go, and that was it. Seriously? Aye, I was furious. We've been planning this thing for so long, and... I was certain that spending some time here, away from her friends and family, will help her clear her mind, eventually bring us back together, but... She didn't even want to try. Aye. Feeling uneasy, I shifted my seat a little, wishing I knew the words that could cheer him up. But then, just as I thought this is the end of his story, Rowley clears his throat and speaks again. Anyways, fast forward to a day before departure. I called her one last time, asking if she maybe changed her mind. She answered that she's sick and has to stay in bed. She even coughed to the phone. Resigned, I hung up, finished packing and started getting ready for bed. Then I remembered I forgot to pick up some of my new camera from the store, so I hopped in my car, drove to the mall and... Oh no, don't tell me. Aye, she was there hanging out with her friends, all smiles and full of energy. Wow. I exhale loudly and shake my head. What did you do about it? Oh, nothing. Nothing? I know I probably should have confronted her, but... She was so happy. I didn't want to kill her evening. What? You think I should have rained on a parade? No, I think you did the right thing to not make a scene. I'm just wondering why she lied to you about it. I mean, she was just meeting her friends, right? That's at least how it looked like. They were both guys and girls in the group, though. Oh, do you think she might have someone else on her eye? A momentary silence kicks in between us. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. At least explain why she was acting so indifferent around me for the past few weeks. She's still very young, and like you, she never had much experience in love, so it would make sense if she wanted to start dating again, especially if her parents pressed her to find someone else. So, yeah. Right now I think every scenario is possible. Letting out a heavy sigh, he lowers his head to rest it on his knees. If I didn't know him better, I'd probably think he's about to cry. So, what now? Gently rocking back and forth, he takes a moment to think. Well, I already made up my mind about this whole thing some time ago. And the answer is, I'm tired of waiting for her to make up her mind about us. She had enough time to figure it out. I can spend another week in uncertainty, laying in bed alone, wondering what she's up to and with who. Especially now when I know she's not honest with me. I can't even trust her anymore, then why should I even bother? He shakes his head and swallows hard. I deserve better. You do, I think to myself. The moment I almost convinced myself to say it out loud, despite how awkward it'd probably sound, especially coming from me. Anyhow, that's all I had to say. I respond with a soft nod. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for listening. Pouring it all out only further convinced me how fucked up this whole situation is, and how delusional I was. Seriously, I should have ended it a long time ago. Conflicted, I shifted my seat again, while staring at the edge of the blanket. I thought you'll be happier with this turn of events. Well, you'll be alive as I'm not feeling a bit relieved knowing that you want to start a new chapter. Then why do you look so glum? Tentative, I look him straight into his pure red eyes. Are you really sure about it? Like 100% sure that you want to end it? I am, and you better believe it. Okay, but what would you do if Nicole called you right now and said she figured it all out and wants to be with you? What if she explained herself and apologised for everything? The panther scrunches his muzzle and sends me a stern gaze. Listen, I appreciate it you trying to be my voice of the reason, but believe me, it's not like I'm giving up on her because of one quarrel. We're no longer like we used to be. She's no longer happy having me as a boyfriend, is literally ashamed to go out with me, being almost paranoid what some randoms might think about her. All I am for her now is a liability. That's how things are. Even if, like you said, she finally decided to break the silence for me. Because of what happened in these past few months, things will never be the same again. Ever. So back to your question, yeah, I'm 100% sure about ending this. Pumped up, Rowley gets up from his seat and takes a deep breath. His eyes are a little watery, but his expression says it all. No more bullshit. As for me, I still can't help but to feel uneasy. If life has taught me something, that it's always full of surprises. And even when we think we know something, it often later turns out that things weren't as simple as we thought they were. Hope you made the right call, Rowley. Well, anyway, I need to take a leak and cool my hair down a bit. I'll be back in a few minutes, alright? Sure thing, take your time. Without saying another word, Rowley turns around and almost immediately disappears in the dense greenery. Left alone, I sprawl on the blanket comfortably and close my eyes. And so, about 10 minutes later, Rowley gets back from his walk and, like nothing happened, takes a seat next to me. Trying to keep an upbeat mood, I warmly welcome him back and start to chat on loose topics. At first it was hard for us to focus on anything. It didn't take long before we started to laugh and smile again. And then... yeah, I know what you mean. I remember it too well. But anyway, let's see if we save this talk for later, and for now hop in the water to swim for a bit. Are you in? Asking that, Rowley gets up from his seat and does a few stretches. Sounds like a plan, but, Embarrassed, I look away. Well, since we were supposed to go to the nude beach, I didn't bother to bring my swimwear with me. Hope that's not a problem. Why would it be? I shrug. Well, he said earlier he didn't feel comfortable with Angus, quote-unquote, waving with his dick on left and right, so I thought I should warn you, because I'm about to do just that. Hey, with you it's a completely different story. Oh? Elaborate? I shoot the panther a funny, inquisitive look. Unless I have a high tolerance for your shenanigans. And, well, you're also easier on the eyes, kinda. I tilt my head, smiling wryly. I knew it. I'm simply irresistible thanks to my slender, alluring figure. A bit flustered, Rowley scoffs nonchalantly. Less talking, more action, okay? As you wish. Feeling my burning cheeks, I lazily get up from my seat and the two of us start to undress. Hey, so what do you think the other two are doing right now? Each other, hopefully. I don't know, probably sunbathing and talking about video games. Heh, that sounds about right. Why do you ask about them? Oh, no reason. Just hope Kega's not mad at us for leaving him with Angus again. Nah, don't worry about him. It'll be nice if the four of us could finally do something fun together. Aye, we'll think of something later. Well, anyway, are you ready? Yep. And you? Asking that, I glance at his swimwear that hugs tightly to his crotch. Same. You're not going to get naked too? It's just the two of us here. I know. So, what's stopping you? Oh, nothing, really. I just don't feel like flashing my naked butt at the moment. Oh. Why are you awing? You already seen me naked, a few times even. No, that's not it. Then, what's the matter? It's just... we might not have another chance to do such a crazy thing together. You know, just the two of us doing a silly thing and all. Well, I get your point, but... Clearly conflicted, Rowley crosses his arms and looks behind his back at the shimmery water. I'm sure what else I can say that will convince him. Patiently wait for his move, making puppy eyes and hoping they'll somehow change his mind. Alright, fine. I guess I can do that for you. You better not tell Angus about this, though. Or even Kegar, got it? I'll be really mad at you if you do. Okay, no problem. My lips are sealed. Alright then. A little hesitant, Rowley unties his speedo and then, just sending me a quick glance, he exhales quietly and slides it down all the way to his ankles. Happy now? Fighting a smile, I look away innocently and nod. You know it. Oh, good. Let's get in the water then. After you, coach. Slightly embarrassed, Rowley tosses away his swimmer on the blanket, then turns around and hurriedly steps into the water. Quietly I follow him suit, my eyes glued to his ass and his thick, muscular legs. Careful, the water is... Whoa, cold! Exactly. Putting on a brave face, Rowley speeds up. After taking a few more steps, he suddenly stops to look around again. Something's wrong? Nah, just can't get enough of this view. Yeah, me too. Chuckling quietly, I glance at his butt again. Why do I have a feeling we're not talking about the same thing? Don't worry about it. Whatever. It's not like you staring at my ass is bothering me or anything. You say that, and yet I can tell you're rather tense at the moment. Well, you haven't noticed yet, the water here is freezing. Yeah, it is rather cold, but it's not that bad. Well, if you say so. Serious talk, though, I don't think I'm desperate enough to dive in here. Wait, you're not going to swim with me after all? Sorry, change your plans. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Smiling wryly, I splashed some water in his direction. Welkin! Whoops, my hand slipped. Whoops, it just did it again. Stop! Teeth chattering, Rowley shields himself with his hand. Despite his plea, I'm not even thinking of stopping. It's too funny seeing him being so defenceless. Seriously, that's enough. Oh, on the contrary, I'm just getting started. What's your deal, shrimp? Do you remember when I said I should bully you back? Well, guess what? Now it's the time. Ah, so that's what this is about. Well, you better get ready for a counter-offensive because here I come. Pumped up, Rowley takes a fierce stand to begin to swing with both hands at the same time, sending a huge splashes straight in my direction. Wah! How'd you like them apples? Hello, bananas, thank you very much. Of course you are, you little gay boy. I didn't mean like that, you perv. I'm a perv, look at yourself. I didn't say that I'm not. Shouting and laughing, we continue our little fight. Neil completely soaked and out of breath, we decide to make a temporary truce. What? You have enough? Shrimp? Kinda. Also, there. Is it just me, or is the water here super salty? I've also noticed. The water in the sea wasn't as bad. I guess I was right about this place being somehow connected to the salt mines. Sure seems like it. I'll save this talk for later, though. Now it's time to swim. With that said, Rowley slowly falls down on his back and full of vigour begins to glide towards the centre of the lake. Whoa. Whoa, what? Lie down on your back like I do and see for yourself. Puzzled, I do as he told me to and immediately noticed how surprisingly easily it is for me to stay afloat. Huh. Well, that's curious. Is that because of a high concentration of the salt in the water? Well, I think so. The higher density of the liquid, the higher its displacement, no? This is so cool. Normally I always think like a rock the moment I stop moving my arms or legs, but now I can just lay down and fully relax. Absorbed by the unusual situation, we spend the following few minutes in silence, floating aimlessly on our backs while gazing at the blue sky above us. However, despite the absolute serenity, it's impossible for me to fully relax, as I can't stop thinking about Rowley's unhappy relationship. I'm so conflicted about all this. I don't even know Nicole, so why do I feel sorry for her? I should be happy. Rowley made his decision. He's determined to end that toxic relationship. Thus, I'm now free to make a move on him. Which means that... I guess I'll just be direct and ask him to go out with me on a real date. Yeah, that sounds like a fine thing to do. Really knows I'm into him, so he shouldn't be too surprised by my invitation. It's just too bad I'm supposed to go out with Angus tonight. Perhaps tomorrow then? We still have 2 more days. Hey, you still here? I am. What's up? Oh, nothing. You're oddly quiet. I was just thinking. About? Come on, just say it. Invite him for a date. Do it, you coward. A lot of stuff? Huh, you don't say. Sorry for being so vague. Hey, it's okay. Don't worry. Sorry to break the silence. Are you nervous when it's quiet between us? No, not really. I kind of like these moments of silence. These never happen when Angus is around, so it's a nice change of pace. Right. Still, I hope you're not bored hanging out with me. Bored? What are you saying? I don't know. I feel like I don't really have that much to offer. I've any cool hobbies like you do, or anything interesting to say most of the time. Hey, you're here and you ought to be here. That's more than enough. I mean it. Hanging out with you is hands down the best thing that happened to me in months. So what if you don't have any fancy hobbies or fascinating things to share at the moment? I'm having a good time simply talking with you. And working out with you. And also bullying you. Obviously. But you like it too, right? I do. Not as much, however, as I like to plot my plans of revenge on you. Ah, so that's the reason why you're spacing off so often. Maybe? Good to know. Having in mind how vicious you truly are, I'll be extra vigilant from now on. You can try, but your downfall is inevitable. The clock is ticking. Again, good to know. But anyways, how about we finally go for a swim? I'm actually getting cold from laying motionless like this. Yeah, I was about to suggest that. I can feel my body shaking. Well then, come on, sport. Let's look around and see what else this place has to offer. Alrighty. You're free to lead the way again. Sure. I'll bite the bullet. And so the next 2 hours goes by in a flash, so we swim all around the lake, exploring its nooks, crannies and oddities, occasionally diving in or taking short breaks while sitting in the shallow parts. Unfortunately, as much fun as our little adventure is, at some point we're too tired to continue, so with shaking legs we crawl out of the water and flop down on the blanket. Well, that was fun. It sure was. Should repeat it sometime. Wink, wink. Here, I'll think about it. Smiling wryly, Rowley turns around and lays down on his belly comfortably. So, what now? I shrug and lay down next to him, mimicking his pose. Now we relax and dry off in the sun. Huh, no shit, Sherlock. Apart from that, don't really have any good ideas on what to do. How about you? Let's add a quiet sigh as he ponders. And you mentioned you'd like to hang out with the others as well. We could use the opportunity to plan something fun for tomorrow. Oh, right, that's a good idea. You first. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do? Lost in thought, I bite my lower lip. Well, personally speaking, your company's all I need to have a good time. But, I'd be more specific, then maybe... Maybe the four of us go on a trip somewhere? As much as I like Rochelle for how peaceful it is, it doesn't really have that much to offer apart from maybe a few shopping avenues. How about visiting Nessebar then? It's located somewhere around 13 kilometres from here if I recall correctly. There are a few historic landmarks worth seeing, plus since there are way more tourists in Rochelle, I'm sure I'll be able to find plenty of other attractions there as well. That sounds good to me. Now that I think about it, I do remember seeing a lot of travel offers here at the port, so maybe instead of going by car we could take a ferry to get to it? His eyes widened in excitement. Sure, it's been years since the last time I've been travelling on a boat. Then settled, I think. We'll see what the other two will say about that. How big Nessebar is, though? If we take a ferry, we'll have to travel by foot or by bus around town. Honestly, I'm not sure. At least 4 times the size of Rochelle, I would reckon. Oh, that's pretty big then. I guess we'll have to plan this trip a bit more thoroughly, preferably with everyone present. I agree. Let's save that for our planned meeting tonight at the bar. Assuming that you will be joining us. Did you make up your mind about it yet? The panther scrunches his muzzle in response. Judging by your expression, not too keen on visiting that place again. Well, I'm not saying no, but yeah, I prefer if we could go somewhere else this time around. Why? What's wrong with Rainbow Shell? You tell me. Last time I heard you were in need of rescue for some polar creep. Yeah, it was quite a night. Feeling a bit uneasy, I shifted my seat, unsure what to say next. How did that story end, by the way? Were you able to remember anything more? I shake my head in response. No, neither have had a chance to talk with Angus about it. To be honest, I kind of forgot about that whole thing already. The panther nods. Oh, good. Do be careful tonight, though. That weirdo might be there again. Oh, no worries. I'm not planning on drinking booze this time, so I should be alright. Although, I won't lie. I would feel extra safe if you're around to keep an eye on me. I wink at him. The panther smiles in response, blushing softly. Well? I guess I could tag along for a bit, just to make sure that you won't be home late, and then we could plan that trip to Nessebar together. Joyful, I send Rowley a cheerful smile. For some reason, he responds with a somewhat conflicted look. Curious, I decide to ask him what's wrong. Everything's cool? Yeah, why? Look a bit off all of a sudden. Is there something troubling you? Nah, I just got lost in thought for a sec, that's all. Alright. Our awkward exchange, however, gets suddenly interrupted by a muffled ringtone coming from Rowley's backpack. Oh, it's mine. Excited, he takes his phone out in the flash and glances at the screen to see who's calling. It's Angus. Then, out a heavy sigh, he lifts his smartphone to his ear. What's that, Weena? Hey, loser. Me and Kay are on our way back to the hotel. Do you guys want to grab lunch together in an hour? Unsure how to answer, the panther shoots me a quick glance. I respond with a soft grimace. Thanks for the invite, but I can't talk right now. Let's go out and we'll call you back. Sure, talk to you later then. Without saying another word, Rowley hangs up and scoffs loudly. Something tells me you're not interested in joining them. Well, since we're supposed to hang out together later tonight, I think I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah, that's fair. And you, are you going to join them? I shake my head. No, I'm not hungry yet. Plus, I'm really enjoying my time here with you. Yeah, same. Can't believe it's been already over 2 hours. I know, right? By the way, I add after a short pause while looking at Rowley's phone, which he still grips tight in his hand. Complain you didn't bring your camera with you. That's a pretty solid phone you have here. Is it really? He glances at the device. Yeah, that model used to be a flagship like 3 years ago. It should be more than enough to take high quality photos, especially in daylight. You can tell this by looking at it. Honestly, for me all these look the same. Okay, I'm an IT guy, remember? Computers and smartphones are my things. Right, guess I shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, now you mention it, I do remember taking some photos with this phone. The quality wasn't that terrible. I should give it another try. Even with this smartphone in the lake, Rowley steps in the tall grass, and before I know it, I'm left all by myself again. Well, at least I've got something fun to do in the meantime. In short, to do myself, I take out my own smartphone, so I see no new messages or calls. I shove it back to my backpack and sprawl comfortably on the blanket. Knowing Rowley's is going to take a while. I should get some shut-eye in the meantime. A long, relaxed sigh escapes my lips. I close my eyes and start to count in my head. And that's where we're going to leave it for now. Of course, there's definitely more to come. If you have read it, you know exactly what's going to come up next. And I think that deserves its own video. So we'll be returning to After Years before too long and seeing what's up with Welkin and Rowley then. And next weekend, I think it's Minotaur Hotel again. We need to return to the hotel, see what's going on there. And of course, there is that new update that came out a while ago. We're nowhere near that, by the way, so be a while before we get to that on the channel. And another one I was planning to do, apparently is on an indefinite hiatus. So if you have any thoughts about whether you want me doing videos of series that we know or have a good chance that won't be completed, let me know. I'm wondering what to do with that one. But if you have any thoughts, I'd like to know them. Or there's always a chance that something might not be completed, and I do have one which I knew wasn't going to be ever completed. It was abandoned a long time ago, but I wanted to record what there was of it. So there's a precedent for that. But if you have any thoughts, particularly one way or the other, please let me know. And you can also let me know your thoughts if you're a Patreon. You can go on my Patreon page and let me know there as well. And speaking of patrons, yes, that was another tortured link. As always, thanks to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon, and a special mention to my top patrons: Andy Peng, Smuto, Omar, Noah Starburn, Harvest Productions, Bieka, Rafu, Mario Cervantes, Kartek, Kovas Vissa, Bastian, Brian Hall, Tiger Cub, Ida Corval, Dissonance, Riz, Spiderling, Kopi, Sindri Dragowolf, Evan King, Exac, Aaron Fox, Mohammed Al-Zamel. Appreciate all of you who support the channel, and even you just watch, because apparently we have 14,000 subscribers now, which is not bad going, even if most people don't seem to watch anything. I see the numbers. But thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye for now.